Now, if any of you were flying Indigo in the last 3 or 4 days, you know the kind of mess and chaos that has ensued at every single airport across the country. There have been flights that have been delayed or they've been cancelled. There have been no alternative arrangements that have been made by Indigo. There are no answers that have been provided by the ground staff either. And to add insult to that injury, if you were to book an alternative flight for yourself, you would have to pay through your nose because other airlines seem to be profiteering from your pain at the moment. Look at the kind of airfares that we're seeing today. From Delhi to Chennai, a flight would cost you anywhere between 78 or 79,000 to about 87,000. A usual flight would not be more than 10,000 rupees. Look at the 8-time increase there. Same goes for Delhi to Bengaluru. 93,000 to 1,20,000 depending on which airline you choose, what time of the day you choose. Anywhere between 10 to 12,000 is what you would normally pay for this kind of distance between Delhi to Bengaluru. Look at the amount of skyrocketed prices that one would have to pay if you were in an emergency and had to take a flight. Delhi to Kolkata again, it's anywhere between 43,000 to 45,000. The scenes don't change anywhere in the country. Delhi to Thiruvananthapuram, if you had to fly, anywhere between 52,000 to 60,000 is what you would have to shell out, which would have been 1/10 of the cost that you would do on any other normal day. Delhi to Mumbai, the tickets usually cost about 10,000 to 12,000 in peak season, perhaps 15,000 for a return fare. But at this moment, if you were flying Indigo in the last 4 days to Mumbai and if your flight was cancelled and if you had to book an alternative flight as of today, this is what it would cost you. You would have to shell out anywhere between 53 to 73,000 for a ticket that would have otherwise cost you at least 10,000 or less single fare. Why is it that other airlines are profiteering out of your pain? That's a question that the central government, that the Civil Aviation Ministry and all of these airlines will also have to answer, because this only adds insult to injury. It only ensures that those people who are already waiting outside airports, inside airports, completely despondent, they are only haggled with even more pain and chaos as they try and book these tickets and are forced to pay this kind of prices if they have to fly in an emergency situation.
It has been 3 days of mayhem at airports across the country because Indigo, the airline and other airlines were told to follow new rules which require mandatory rest for their crew and their pilots. But Indigo, the largest operator, has cancelled hundreds of flights in the last 3 days, putting passengers and their customers at gross inconvenience. These cancellations have been reported from across the country from all major airports. Finally today, the government has given a one-time exemption to Indigo to more time for them to follow these rules. But what has this resulted in? This has resulted in the fare prices shooting up like anything in the country because the Indigo flights are no longer available. So we just try to do a reality check that if I have to book a flight tomorrow from Delhi to another destination, how much will it cost? Let us check. So we've opened this major portal which is used by many of us to book flights, and if we have to take a New Delhi flight to Chennai, for example, for tomorrow, a flight to Chennai for tomorrow, a return flight to Chennai is costing as much as rupees 55,000. As you can see on this portal, this is an Air India flight. This is the cheapest option which is available. In fact, the one-way price is nearly rupees 34,000. A return flight is rupees 55,000 rupees. Delhi to Chennai, if I want to take a flight tomorrow and return the day after. What about some other city? Let's check Mumbai. A Mumbai return flight is costing nearly rupees 45,000 rupees. This is if you pick an Air India Express flight, which is the cheapest right now. If you pick an Air India, it's even more expensive. For example, if I pick up an Air India flight for going and from returning from Mumbai today, tomorrow and day after, if I return, it costs me rupees 55,265 rupees. That is the cost of a flight to Mumbai from Delhi. Astronomical prices. This flight usually would be available on a return flight maybe 12 to 15,000 rupees, but today you can see the flight is costing as much as rupees 55,000. Let's check maybe another city, Kolkata. A flight from Delhi to Kolkata for tomorrow on a return flight day after will cost you as much as rupees 71,000 rupees. The going flight is nearly rupees 50,000 rupees to Kolkata for tomorrow. If I want to take tomorrow flight to Kolkata, the cheapest flight one way available is rupees 50,000. The return flight is another rupees 21,000 for day after. A flight will cost you nearly rupees 71,000 rupees to Kolkata. Let's try another city, for example. Let's see, Goa. Going to Goa also will cost you at least rupees 50,000 return flight for tomorrow and day after. So you can see all the major metros, be it going to Mumbai, be it going to Kolkata, be it going to Chennai, be it going to Goa, maybe any other city. If you see, all flights are costing nearly rupees 45,000 to 50,000, even rupees 70,000 a return flight. The government has been speaking about capping the cost of these flights, but right now if you have to book on a portal, because only Air India and SpiceJet flights are available, Indigo flights are not available for this weekend at all. That is why you see the astronomical prices are going. And who is suffering? It is the consumer who is suffering, first through cancellations through Indigo, and if you want to fly, you'll have to cough up these huge amounts.